Hello, Sahil, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We'll start.
Yes, sir.
11 students have joined. So let us continue. Let us finish the tool post. So in tool post we have completed block, then we have completed pillar, and we have completed the screw. Now what is remaining is ring, wedge, and square tool bit. What is remaining is ring, wedge, and square tool bit. So I will present the screen because there are 15 students now. Let me maximize this. This part we have completed, that is pillar. This also we have completed, that is screw, and this also we have completed, that is block. So now we will do this, which is ring, and this is the round part. And as I told earlier, this we are going to complete by revolve command, and this is wedge. This is going to complete by extrude command, and then one more square tool bit that goes inside this. Hmm, that simple extrude. So let us start with now ring. So for the ring, we will draw this half section and we will revolve about this axis. Now there is a radius here. I'll zoom it. Now this radius is 143. The center of this radius lies on this axis. So the diameter will be double of this, that is 286. Then the thickness of the ring is 15 mm, and you have one circle inside, that is 51. So what are we going to draw? We are going to draw first a circle of 286, then we will draw a line that is corresponding to 100 dia, so 50. Then we will draw this thickness of 15 mm. Then this is 51, so 51, half of 51 is 25.5, and from here we will draw a line. So this half of 100 is 50, so 50 minus 25.5, so this length will be 24.5. So this is how you are going to do. I just explained you so that I don't have to ask you again and again. Restore this. Let me see, anybody is there in lobby? No, nobody. So we'll go for now ring. We are doing ring now. Full post is the directory. Go to the sketch. Say okay. Now this is the circle. The diameter of this circle is 286. Diameter of this circle is 286. This circle has been drawn. Let me delete this sketch and let's go to sketch 1. Now what I am going to do, I am going to draw a line. Where is the PDF file? This. I am going to draw this line randomly. See how I do. So line, okay. I just draw randomly a horizontal line. Alright. I am also going to draw one center line that is from here to here. I'll escape out of this command. Now this distance is 50. Okay. So 50, 50. So I'll constrain this dimension. Alright. So that is, double click here. Let's say 50. But before that, control it. Before that, I will have to trim because the 50 dimension is from this point to this point. So I'll trim this, and I'll trim this also. So now I can make this 50. Alright. So now what has happened here? This 80 dimension has come. So that will not allow you to make this dimension 100. So I will delete this constraint first. I'll delete this constraint first. This constraint, because I hope you are understanding. This 80 dimension will not, because see, this is a circle, you have a center. So because of this 80, this line is already fixed. So I will have to delete this. I'll delete this, or I will have to calculate this and fix up. Since this is not given in the drawing, and in drawing this 100 is given, so I will make use of drawing. So I'm going to reduce your calculation. So let us click at this dimension. So this dimension will make 100. Enter, close. So now this is what we have fixed rate. Zoom it, zoom it, pan it, zoom it, zoom it, pan it. Now we got this 100, and this radius is also 143. So now we will draw a line from this, that is 15 mm. So go to the line, select this point. Obviously this point is at -50. this point. Now go down. The length of the line is 15 mm. So enter 15. Use tab. Angle is 270. Angles are measured positive in clockwise sense with respect to the x-axis. Remember, so that's why it is 90, 90, 90. So 270. I'll say enter here. So this does come. I'll like zoom it. Now from here to here. Alright, so that is 1.5 as we have calculated. Now we are still into the line command. I'll go like this. So the length of this line is 24.5 and angle is, press tab, angle is 0, enter. So I got this. Now from here I'll go up. Alright, that is corresponding to this line. So I'll go up, select this point first, 25.5 let's say. Uh, then I just extend little up. Later on it can be trimmed. Right? Now I'll come out of the line command. Now let us trim. We want only this portion. So let us trim now. Before you trim, we'll zoom it. Trim command. Trim this circle. Trim this circle. Trim this. Trim this line also. Then we can trim this also. And delete this. Delete this also. Fine. Close it. So keep this center line alive. Don't delete it because it will be useful for revolving. Now we are going to revolve it. Before that, you finish it. Finish sketch. Finish sketch. Say Control F. Control F. Now go to revolve. Go to revolve. Select curve. So select this. You have to observe here the curve. See, four elements has been selected. So one, two. It's going to be revolved in this direction. Now specify vector. So specify vector. Just click at this, or you can click here. So if you click at this, you don't have to select the point. Uh, So you have made a ring. Good. Congrats. So I'll say now okay here. So the ring has been made. If you want, you can hide this line also. The ring is there. Perfect. And this is what you can see the cross section also if you go to the rendering style. Now I'll say Control S. Ring is done. Close this from here. Now we'll go for wedge. We'll go for wedge. Wedge. Again, go to the file. Now wedge also. This circle diameter is 286. That is corresponding to. Now what I am going to do is just draw these two lines at a distance of 60 randomly. But first I will draw the line randomly. Before that I will draw the line, the center line from here to here. Later on you can delete that randomly. Now I will draw a line. This is a random line from here. Vertical line. It should be vertical line. In random line here to here. Alright. Now we'll fix up this distance. How much is this distance? Half of 120. So that is 60. So double click here. Come out of line command first. Double click here and say 60. So this is now constant in this direction. Again double click here this dimension. Again type here 60 and enter. So now this is 120. Distance in this distance is 120. Got it. Now I will draw a line randomly from this point to this point. Control Z. Redo. I'll come out of the line command. Now I am going to draw a line horizontal this way. It will correspond to this 120. And then we'll fix up this distance 60. This line to this point. So let me draw a line Go to the line command, just a random line from here to here, of course horizontal, angle will be 0, come out of line command. Now I'll fix up this distance to this distance. If you want, I can trim it for you so that you'll get a better idea. That is trim, trim this, trim this, then trim this, trim this, and afterwards we'll trim this. Okay, so close it. Now go to rapid dimension, select this object, first object, then select this point, to this point. How much is this dimension? It's not coming. So what we'll do, I'll trim it. I'll trim this also. Any problem in selecting this point. So let's go to rapid dimension. Select this object. This is vertical. Now select this point. Yeah. Now what has happened? This line is already constrained here at a distance of 95. See, red means over constraint. Red means over constraint. So it will not allow this dimension, isn't it? You cannot have a line from this center at 95 and 48. Both the constraints cannot be subtracted because this is 143. So 143 minus 95. uh, so it will not allow to take this dimension 60. I am purposely showing you. So 143 minus 95. So that will be 48. So you cannot make this 60. So what you will have to do? You will have to obviously delete this constraint. This. Say okay. Now see, now you can play with this. Now you can change this to 60 because this height is 60. We enter and close. Now you got this. This shape. I'll zoom it. Zoom it. Zoom it. Now you can trim it. Trim properly. Trim, trim this. Trim this. Trim this circle. And again trim this short portion. Let me do this. Yeah, I think the trimming has been done. I think there is one more line here that you can delete. Delete this line. Again zoom and see. Zoom and see. So this is 120. That's what we have done. We have drawn a circle of 286. And then we have maintained this distance 120. And then we have drawn this line randomly. And we are now keeping this distance of 60. And since this was fixed at 95 when we are drawn randomly, so that constraint we deleted so that this line is able to take this 69. Now this center line is also not required. We are not going to revolve it, so we will delete it. Now what we are going to do? Shoot it. So say finish case. Finish case. Now we will go to the extrude command. So select curve. Now what is the thickness? Thickness 80. The direction of the arrow is correct. Let's say
Hello,
80. Yes.
sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I think there is something wrong with your mic. There is a lot
Speak
disturbance
loudly.
in
Speak
your voice.
loudly.
Sir, there is something wrong.
Disturbance in voice.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear now?
No, sir. There is
Hello, is it clear? Still disturbance. Just let me check. Let me check. Sometimes when we sit below the fan, sometimes this type of things happens. Is it? Am I audible now properly? Hello, hello.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So now this extrude length is. I'll say okay. So this has been extruded. Then say now control S. The component is saved. Close this. Now square tool bit, which is not shown here, but this is 22, and square tool bit we are taking cross section of 20, 20 by 20 by 150 long. So tool bit is going to rest on this wedge 150 long. So 150 minus 120, so 15 mm from here and 15 mm from here when you are drawing into the assembly. Right? And 20, why 20 mm? Because in the market the square tool bits are available like that. That is 16 by 16, 18 by 18, 20 by 20.
Hello,
And
sir.
yeah, 22 by 22 is also available, but then it will not go easily. Yes, please. Yeah.
Sir, again the same problem with the mic.
Hello.
Sir, again the same problem with the mic.
But what what exactly?
Sir, your voice
What
isn't clear.
exactly?
It's cracking a lot.
Sorry,
Sir, your voice isn't clear. It's cracking a lot.
but I have removed all the disturbances.
So then let's
Sir, I
continue
think
it.
there is something wrong with your mic, not external. There are no external disturbances.
There are no external disturbances, no? So is there a problem with the mic?
Yes,
You
sir.
mean to say? Is it what exactly is happening?
Sir, actually, there is a problem in your mic.
But what is wrong? Means what is happening actually?
Sir, when you're speaking
Is the,
something, it shows a cranking sound.
there is lagging.
It
Voice
is
is
a cranking
cracking,
sound.
sir. Your voice is
Voice is
cracking.
cracking.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
फट 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 के आवाज आ रहा है.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it because of the connectivity? Connectivity का issue है क्या mic का issue है?
No,
Maybe
sir, mic
check
का issue
your
है.
earphone is connected properly. Just check.
Sorry.
Check your earphone is connected properly or something.
Okay. I hope it is all right now. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, I hope it
Yes,
is all
sir.
right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let's proceed.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Uh, let's go ahead. Hmm.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Most welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah, so yeah, so now let's see that square tool bit. So the length of the square tool bit is 150. So 15 mm, 15 mm from both the sides. And it is the size is 20. So 20, why we have selected 20? That it can go easily. So this is very simple square tool bit. You have to just draw a square. Now you, by this time, you know already how to draw this. So I am not going to draw it. So you have to just draw a 20 by 20 ka square and extrude it to 150 length. Fine. You can click at sketch, and you can see the dimensions 20 by 20, and in extrude you can go and can see the length also. In extrude may you see the length, all the attributes means characteristics can be seen here. Finish sketch, extrude. So this 150 length can be seen. See, this is 0 and this is 150. So now we can go for the assembly. We can go for the assembly. So let me close this also part. So when you are going to assembly, now you have to come from modeling to, you have to come to this. For modeling you have to come to application, assembly moments. Now this is what it's going to look like. Now this is not required. This is not required. All right. What you have to remember, I'll tell you the sequence again. I'll tell you the sequence again. See, first we'll take this pillar so that it will be easy for you. First we'll take this pillar. This is your pillar. This is your pillar. Then this pillar we are going to fix this block. So that means this pillar is going from here. यहाँ से जाएगा, and this diameter 62 is going to match with this diameter 63, and this 10 is going to match with this 10. All right. So it comes up from this block. Then we are going to fix up this ring. See, this diameter is 51, and this 51 diameter is going to fit on this diameter, that is 50. All right, and it is going to rest on face 10 mm के ऊपर, that is on this face. It is going to rest on this block, not on this block. Then in this ring, this wedge will be fitted. Now you have to be careful. This radius of the wedge and this radius should match. All right. Then on the wedge, this wedge will go to this. On the wedge, tool bit is going to be mounted, and then tool bit will be fixed with the help of the screw. So we'll close this because this is not required now. This is what it is going to be. All right. So this is pillar. The name will appear. Then this is a block. Then this is, there is a ring here. Then you have a wedge. Fine. Then on the wedge you have tool bit, and then this tool bit is clamped with the help of the screw. Fine. So what I will do, I'll delete all this, and let me delete this all. So look at here, assembly navigator, you can select it from here. So all components as well as constraints you can delete. It gets selected. So you delete. So delete all selected. Yeah. So do you want those constraints to be deleted as well? I say yes. So it is now a fresh drawing. Fine. Okay. So now go from, you have to go into the assembly. Now the file name is toolpost 2. Already made this assembly so that I showed you so that you have clear picture what you are going to make. You have a clear picture what you are going to make. So now let me go to assembly first. So where is your assembly? Assembly is here. Now say add component. Add component. So open this folder. Now add component में pillar 2. You have preview here. All right. So say okay. So the pillar has you just rotate it, position it properly, pan it, rotate it with the middle button, zoom karo, and place it and say okay. There is a difference between apply and okay. If you are apply, if you are using apply, you are still into the command. Moment you press okay, moment you click okay, then you are coming out of the command. Hmm. So now again add component. Now which component we are going to take? We are going to take block. Go to the folder. Now select block. So block 2. See now it has placed anyhow, isn't it? So what you do, you first say okay. When you press OK, that means what? You are adding this component. If you don't press OK, that means this component doesn't get added. It will disappear. So you must say OK. You must say OK. That means the component has been added to the assembly. No matter, hmm, irrespective of its placement. Now you go to move component as we are done. Why I'm taking continuously so that it is in flow. Otherwise, see, there is only one lecture for CAMD in a week. So 7 days, there's a lot of gap. So you tend to forget. So that's why I'm taking two components. So I'm bombarding actually so that you remember, you remember all the commands. Then since it is in flow, it is better for you also. Then we can take MP and next week onward we can have only one lecture for CAMD. So now component to move, you have to select the component first. So I have selected this component. Now specify orientation. So what I will do now, I'll move this component up, little up. Let it. Don't move it far away also. Don't move it far away. Now I'll rotate this component. I'll rotate this component. So you have a button here. So rotate this. Fine. Mhm. Fine. Now just see whether the orientation is correct or not. Yeah, it is correct. This has to go down. All right. This has to go down. Fine. So now I'll say okay. I'll come out of the command. Now what I'll do, I'll align the axis of this and axis of this. And as I said, always you have to apply the constraint on the components to be added. This is what is our rule is. So I'll go to assembly constraint now and say touch align lock. Align lock. I'll say align lock. So I'll select the axis of this facing block. Yes, anything? Yeah. And then I'll select the axis of this. So now see, it has been aligned. So even the face will also get aligned. Fine. Face will also become parallel. If this axis is aligned, then your face will also become parallel to this. Now, what we'll do, we'll align the face of this, that is this face and this face. Now, if you can see here, it is not so clear because of the fillets, isn't it? There's a fillet here, there is a fillet here, and then there's a flat portion here. You may have difficulty in selecting this flat portion. So what we can do, so we can select this face. This face is pretty good to select, and we can select this face to align. So I'll go to touch align. This is very powerful command. Touch align is the touch align, and then concentric you can say is the father of all commands. So touch align. So select this face and then select this face. So now, mm, what has happened now? Hmm, It has not been selected properly. So Control Z. So this face and this face should be in line. So touch align this face and this face. Why is going down? Hmm, Control Z. Can anybody tell me why it is going down?
Sir, I think you should use
Yeah,
concentric.
concentric.
Yeah.
I'll use, otherwise I'll use this face. I'll use this face. Let's take this face. Hmm. I think because of that, revolve command, isn't it? Because of revolve command.
Yeah.
So let me try with this face because of revolve command. Let me try one more time, that is touch align. Now let me select this face. Let us see. I'll zoom. I'll select this face. Probably this is a flat face. Hmm. Hmm. If this would not have happened, then I would have selected concentric command. Huh? See, sometimes what happens, no, this is what actually the disadvantage of revolve command. Huh? Revolve mein these things happens. Huh? So now see, now this is perfectly matching. All right, yeah, Mr. Singh, shall I go ahead?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Wherever required, we'll use concentric. Don't worry. So now the block is fitted. So say okay. Now again go to add component. Now we are going to add ring. So select it from the folder. Say ring 2. I'll say okay. Now ring is also not placed properly. So I'll first add the component. First say okay. Then move component. In move component, I'll select the component first. This component is selected. Hmm. Then specify orientation. So I'll just move this component up. You have to wait for this purple arrow. I'll just move it. I'll see whether the orientation is correct or not. Yeah, it is correct. The concavity is facing up. Concavity is facing up. So I'll say okay now. Fine. Now I'll align this, align axis of this and align axis of this. See, when you say align, the axis of both are constrained. Okay, but then this ring is free to rotate about this axis. At the same time, this ring can move up and down also. So you have to fix up those constraints. You have to fix up those constraints. Slowly, you will understand this. Slowly, you will understand this. So all the degrees of freedom, we say DOF, this 12 degrees of freedom, you have to fix up. So go to assembly constraint, hmm, then say touch align. hmm. So I'll select this face and then I'll select this face. It's aligned now perfectly. And then say okay. Now go for another component. So add component, select part, open the folder. Now which part? Wedge. So let me select wedge 2, wedge 2. You have a preview here. Look at the preview whether you are selecting or adding right component or not. Then say okay. Hmm. So now wage has come, but it has gone down. No problem. So say okay. Okay means you are adding the component. Pan it by middle button and right button of the mouse. Go to the move command, move component, select this component. Component has been selected. See, one has appeared here. Now specify orientation. So we'll just pull it up. We'll just pull it up. Wait for the purple arrow. We'll pull it up, and we'll place it also in between this slot. So we'll move this in this direction. ऐसा थोड़ा खींचेंगे. Hmm, where is that? Yeah, we'll move it down little. Okay, and we will try to bring it as as near as possible. We'll try to rotate and see. Hmm, इसको थोड़ा अंदर भी will move it in little inside also, like this. ठीक है. Let us see now. Say okay. Now let us see what happens. Now we will uh, align this face. This face. We'll align this. Touch align this concave radius and this radius. Fine. So go to the assembly constraint. Go to assembly constraint. Then say touch align. I'm directly going for the touch align. So I'll select this face. Rotate it. I'll select this face. Let us see what happens. Yeah. So but now if you can see the distance, it is not in the center. So let us say we'll adjust now the distance now. We'll adjust the distance. Zoom it, pan it, we'll adjust the distance, this distance. Now this is 22, and if you remember, this we are extruded to 18. So 22 minus 18, 22 minus 18, so that is 4. So uh, this distance will be 2 mm. So we say now touch align will apply, so that we are still into the constraint zone, we are not coming out. Now we will go for the distance, and so we'll fix up this distance. Always first on the component which is added, and then the parent component. Now distance is 11, so we want is 2. Yeah. So this has been fixed up. See, touch align means only this radius has been aligned, but it is free to, rotate. This component can be rotated. It is possible. Now we will add toolbit. So say OK. Now add component. Go to the folder. Say toolbit to see the preview. OK. Toolbit again. Toolbit is not resting properly. So we have to components first by saying OK. Then go to the move command. All right. Then select this. All right. Then specify orientation. All right. So let me move like this first. Say rotate. We have to bring this tool in this direction. Little hectic or tricky. So you can click at this and see rotate it. Yeah. So reasonably you have made this parallel. Then you may take it down. All right, and just try to bring it here. Okay, let's place it in the center. और रोटेट करके देखेंगे इसको. It's all mouse control. रोटेट या और थोड़ा शिफ्ट करके इसको सेंटर में लाएंगे. It's up to you, which not necessary that you should do by this. But you have to use move command. This purple, I'm not able to select this purple color properly. Arrow आ गया. ठीक है. थोड़ा ऊपर भी मूव करेंगे. We'll move it little up. Yeah. Now I'll say OK. Zoom करता हूँ. Now I say assembly constraint. Now let's say touch align. Select face in toolbit, and then rotate it and say face in wedge. Now I'll have to adjust this distance. So now this toolbit is 20 and the slot is 22. So this distance will be 1 mm per side. So let's apply this first. You're still into the command. Now distance, go to the distance. Now select this face and select this face. So how much is distance? 4.8, but we want distance to be 1 mm. So type here 1 and enter it. Yeah. So see, now 1 mm distance it is there from both the sides, and say OK. So good. Now you have assembled your square toolbit also, and you can see the gap also from both the sides. Only now you have to place this tool bit in the center. So as I told earlier, this distance and this distance is how much? 15, because this length is 120 and this length is 150. So 150 minus 120, so that is 30. So 15 mm per side. So not to worry. Actually, I should not have come, but I did not notice this, that it is not placed centrally. Doesn't matter. So again, go to assembly constraint. You could have avoided this. Then distance, go to distance. Now select this face and thoda zoom karo and select this. All right. So now this distance is how much? 15. 15. Now currently it is 10.88. You can reverse the direction, but instead of that, if you say minus 15, see now this is plus 10.88. So it is in this direction. So if you say minus 15, so minus 15, then apply, it will reverse this direction. So there are many tricks, there are many tricks. All right, so now it's perfectly done. It is centralized also. It is resting also on this wedge. At the same time, there is a gap of 1 mm also here. There is a gap of 1 mm. So I hope there is a gap here. Both the sides, there is a gap. Yeah, there is a gap here as well as there is a gap here also, 1 mm. The gap is less. See, I am zoom in. See, there is a gap here as well as there is a gap here also. Now I'll add screw. That is the last component. Say add component. Open the folder. So screw will tell you how the screw should be. Now in this assembly, the chamfer, earlier chamfer, the chamfer what you have done in clapper block, that is just by chamfer command is not allowed. The marks will be cut. The chamfer by the revolve and subtract you have to use. You have to draw a triangle the way I taught you yesterday, and that triangle you have to draw on these two faces going into the XZ plane or YZ plane, and then triangle you have to revolve and subtract. Now first we'll add this component. So say okay, we'll go to the move component. To move this component, we'll select this component, select components, then specify orientation. So let's move it up and we'll tilt this. All right, if it is closed now, what I can tell you, say okay, I will not bring it here. You could have bring, but if it is closed, then align the axis. Let us see now. Align the axis. Uh, that is align lock. So let us select, first always operation on the added component. So center line in the screw. Center line. You can zoom it. Face or center line. You can see the center line moment you click here. So center line in this and center line in this. See this blue center line in this. So it is aligned now. Axis is aligned. Axis is aligned means it is free to move in this direction as well as it is free to rotate also. Now no choice but to move. So I'll say okay. We'll move this up. We'll move this up so that the bottom face of the bolt is visible. So I'll select this component and specify orientation. Let this purple arrow come appear and move this. Say okay. Now assembly constraint. Then go to touch align. Always first the component which is to be added. Zoom it. Yes, select नहीं हो रहा है. Touch align. Yeah, this face is selected. Zoom in and we'll select this face. Yeah, and it is butting because the tool bit, and this is what is your assembly is. So you have to summarize. You first added the component that is pillar, then block, then ring, then wedge, all right, then tool bit, and then screw. So you can save this, say Control S, and you can come out of this car. Huh? But actually, I wanted to take toolpath simulation, but I don't know. Now there are only 8 minutes. See now here, I'll close this part and components. Close this. Now go to the home. Home में see our fourth module is CNC. Fourth and fifth module is CNC. So in CNC there is simulation and programming. There is toolpath simulation and programming. So in NX, toolpath simulation, programming, and is possible. Student edition. I don't know animation, whether animation is possible or not. So you can check. You can take some, simple mechanism. You can take some simple mechanism like slider crank mechanism or your piston and connecting rod mechanism, and you can try with that. You just explore whether you can animate in NX or not. So what I wanted to show you here, and where is that? No. I'll just show quickly this mean I'll just use the, since the time is short, what I will do, I'll use a model, readily available model. So this, let us say this block is available. The size of this here model, using application and modeling. So this side is 400 and this is 300. And what operation we have to do? We have to mill this top face. Now you are familiar with milling, turning, isn't it? Face milling operation. I mean, there is a stock over here and this face is rough. So you are resting it on the bottom. You are resting it on the bottom and you are assuming that no clamps are in between. So this face is exposed for the face mill cutter. So now you have to go to application, and in application you have to go to manufacturing. All right, manufacturing, and somewhere here only you have animation also. Now mm, like part navigator and assembly navigator, so here you have operation navigator. This you click at this and you will have operation navigator here. So first you have to select the geometry. Remember, either you can select from here, create geometry, or before that I will tell you this. By default, this will appear, that is NC program and program. So this is the main title in which you can write your name, Rane or whatever it is, Fernandez or Rutika. And if you click here, you can see various options here. Cut, copy, generate, and process. So now one of you or all of you can take this also assignment, that whether you have to see whether this post process is possible or not. You have to click at post process. Post process means it will generate the program, G code and M code program, for you. According to me, in this student edition, this program generation is not possible. G code and M codes are not possible. But you check two things. That's an assignment at the weekend, whether G code and M code is possible. And second thing is whether animation is possible in this edition, student edition. And how do you get this G code, M code? So you have to click at program. Okay, then select post process, and once you select the post process, then 3-axis machine, 2-axis machine will appear. Now it is not appearing. Just see. Now you have to define the geometry. Where is that geometry? Yeah, here. This again by default it will appear. This is a plus sign, that means something is there. All right. So you double click at workpiece. Now you machine should understand which part we are talking about. So you select at this and select this. So this component has been selected. This component has been selected. So select object. See, it is tick mark. Component has been selected. Say OK. component. Now specify blank. So blank. So in blank means raw material size. So raw material size will be definitely more, isn't it? So you have to go for bounding block. Bounding block may now you have to give the dimensions from here how much, here how much, here how much, here how much is the stock. So I'll just say 3 mm from all the sides, 3 mm here, then I'll say 3 mm here, x minus 3 mm, then x plus 3 mm, 3 mm, then y plus 3 mm, and then say y minus 3 mm and z minus there is no allowance, isn't it? So z plus may 3 mm. So that is in z direction there is a stock of 3 mm, and then say okay bounding. So you have defined this workpiece, blank etc. Now say okay. Now you have to create a tool. So click at tool, create a tool. Operation is mill planer. Here you can select the tool. So tool select and just write here mill underscore. There should not be space. Remember, you can type dia etc. whatever it is. I say 50. 50 dia you can write. Remember, there should not be space. If there is a space, then it will give the error. I'll say apply now. We'll say apply. So tool has come. Then you can select the holder from here. Holder. So holder you can select it from the library. So there is an option called as the library here. This library. Retrieve holder from library. Click at this. Go to the milling drilling. Select this. Say okay. Hmm. Then you will have matches. Here question mark. 58 matches are there. So say okay. Now let me take large compression wala. Say okay. See now the holder has come. Say okay. So now your tool is defined. Fine. You have defined the tool. Say okay now. Now once this is done, tool is created. Now you have to create the operation. Very simple. Geometry, then create tool, and then go for the operation. Now operation, I'll say planing, mill planer. Then here there are different operations like floor facing, then floor and wall, then pocket milling, then without floor. So I will say floor facing without wall. Without wall means there is no pocket. Program is NC program. Tool, you have to select the tool. So 50 which you are defined that will appear here. Then geometry is workpiece. hmm, and then this name say okay. All right. Yeah. Now tool has been selected here. Then specify cut area. This is very important. Specify cut area because the machine should know now what exactly is to be cut. So you select this now top face. Select object and say okay. And then rest of the thing that is stock, final stock is 0. All these things you can define. Depth per cut, I will take depth per cut as say 1 mm. And there is a stock of 3 mm. Fine. There is a stock of 3 mm. Then there are various options that you can explore on your own. Geometry, then feeds and speed, spindle rotations, strategy, etc. Now here you can go generate. Generate. See whether whether you get the toolpath. Huh? Whether the toolpath is generated or not. Hmm? Just in 2-3 minutes I should be able to finish. See now the toolpath is generated. You can explore on your own. There are various type of toolpath, zigzag, etc., etc. Now you can verify. Hmm? So tool has come here. All right. Now there is a provision that you can change your speed. Now I'm keeping it at 9, and then say play button. Yeah. See now it is doing this milling operation. Good, no? Second cut. There will be 3 cuts, 1 per cut, and that's all. It's done now. Hmm? It's done. Say okay. Say okay. Now here list may you can see the program, but this program is not G code M codes. You will not see any G or M code. I know you are not seeing, but just remember in this program G codes and M code will not be visible. This program is called as the APT program. APT program. So list. If you click at list, So there are two programs to be generated. One is APT, another is G code M code. So APT program you will get here. This is what is in APT. You will see go to, forward, back, like this. English words: paint, rapid, go to, feed rate, millimeter per minute. This is what is called as the APT. We are interested in this, as well as we are interested in G codes and M codes also. So G codes and M codes will be available only in post process. This is what you have to explore at this weekend, whether post processing is possible. And another task is whether animation can be done in this student edition. I'll close this and I'll say okay. And that's all. Is Operation Navigator. So I repeat here, Operation Navigator mein you have to have model first, go to application, go to manufacturing, click manufacturing. Then first you have to define the geometry. You have to define the blank. Then you have to create the tool, and then which operations, which operations. So there are various operations. You click here, you will get mill planar, mill contour, then rotary, then hole making. We are interested in mill planar, that is top one, contour, that is side milling, and then hole making, that is drilling. So I have taken your 3 minutes extra, Sahil. I don't think, I hope you won't mind, Sahil.
Sir, no, it's
Hello,
fine. It's
are you
fine.
there? Uh, I hope you won't send message. All right, it's for it's with a good
Yes, sir.
intention. All right, so there are 22
Sir, it
students.
was a
Uh,
collective feedback. That's all everyone wanted.
yeah, no, no. It's
But
I'm not
thanks for
accusing you.
understanding us. Thanks for understanding us.
Yeah, I'm not accusing you. Yeah, okay. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave. Hmm? Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good day. We'll meet on Monday. I think Monday I am taking lecture at 11:30. Deepika
Yeah.
madam, I think some. No, sorry. At regular time only, regular time, 10 o'clock. That is for the third year.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, so at the same time, that is 10 to 11. For third year, it is fact. Okay, thank you.